You click OK.
Multi-stream.
What about under my hat?
We are live here on the NiceGuyAndy podcast, the Straight Shooting podcast. Right beside me, we got the man, Superfly, Johnny Lee, my co-host for tonight. Tonight, tell them what we got in store for him, Johnny.
Well, tonight, we got the witching hour. Tonight is all about paying respects to... I don't know why that P-Belt's come through there.
It's me. I think it's me. I'm trying to get this on. Sorry.
That's fine. But tonight we got respect to October, Halloween, season of witch. We got ghost stories.
Season.
We got more than what you're expecting.
Well, apparently, we're going to make potions tonight or something.
We're going to make...
That's what I've heard.
Yes, we are.
Over here, we got... she's never been on the podcast. It's her first time ever even coming into the studio. My beautiful, lovely girlfriend, Audrey. And say what's up.
Oh, hey.
Right beside us, we got our guest tonight. We got Big Bad
This looks crazy.
Donnie. Dude, I know every time I show up to the podcast with a hat on, I'm like, what the fuck do I do with my headphones?
Let's put it back here. There we go.
Especially whenever you got a hat on. But hey, I'm the lucky one because I got a hat that just right for it.
Melissa, you smell awful.
And that's all thanks to the sequel.
We got Missy too. Is this the first ever dog in the studio for Night?
Actually, second ever dog because Berto had his dog, which was basically like his hippo, his service animal.
Oh,
he also was here too.
I don't know if they can see, but we got Donnie Green over here, and the lovely Jessica Current, as Chucky Smooth put it.
Or as she calls herself, the lovely Tina, as I remember from Scope S4.
Chucky Smooth referred to you as the modern day Elvira. I think that's how you say her name.
I'll take that. That's nice.
And I thought about, because I went and I looked her up, because I've obviously seen her before, and I've seen, what she actually was, and I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to say that or not.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I guess to an extent, it's okay.
But we've been planning this episode for a while. It happened one day. We was at a pool party and we started talking. We was like, shit, we need to make this a podcast. So what got you into the spooky stuff?
I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna keep it like this. Is this okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
You don't have to wear the headphones.
Okay, cool.
By the way,
let's do that. Sorry for the feedback.
I usually don't like wearing them. When I do one ear.
Yeah, it's just messing with my groove. All right. I mean, honestly, what kind of led me there is all of the stuff that's happened to me since I was a kid, and it started when I was about 5 years old, honestly. But we lived in this house, and my mom and dad were still together, and we had just moved in, and I think we moved in when I was still, a toddler. I probably wasn't even walking yet. But my very first Christmas, my parents got me a stuffed clown, which I don't know why they chose to get me a stuffed clown as a child. It's kind of weird, but that'll come into play here in just a little bit. So they got me this stuffed clown for Christmas. But as I was growing up, my brother and I, we shared a room. And we started seeing and hearing stuff in the room, in the house. Throughout the nights, we would see like this big black shadow go across our wall. And it was every single night. My brother, I would wake up and he was, talking to people in the closet. And there was nobody there. But he saw people in the closet. And this was a nightly thing. We were telling our parents about it. My dad never had any kind of experiences. My mom, she didn't believe us at first until she started experiencing things. So one night the black shadow came across the wall again, and I just freaked out. And my room was at the end of the house, parents at the other end. So I just ran in there and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, like there's something going on in here. I was freaked out. So she grabbed me and she tucked me up and laid me down beside of her. And then we looked over and we had one of those old air conditioning units. And it looked like, I know this sounds crazy, but it looked like this little fairy just floating on the air conditioner unit. But it had red eyes and it was saying my name over and over and over. And that was the first time my mom experienced something too. So then she kind of started believing me. And then later on, she started having experiences where, like, the phone would ring and she would answer the phone and there would be something on the other end that would tell her to get out. And, like, she tried to throw the phone once and it got stuck to her hand. And, you know, it was, and this is a weird thing to happen, too. Don't even know why this would be a thing, but we kept hearing something beating against the side of the house. And my mom went outside and there was just a random plate that was just beating again, just a plate,
like
a plate.
Something you eat off
Yep,
of?
just a dinner plate, just beating up against the side of the house. Nothing around it, nothing there. Insane. But my mom and dad, they started fighting really bad when we were living there. My mom, she had a seizure one day. She just fell out of the rocking chair, blood went everywhere. Like, she never had any health issues before. So bad stuff just kind of started happening, and we ended up moving out of that place. But I had my stuffed clown, Fluffy, and I'm thinking whatever was in there attached itself to that stuffed clown.
Yeah.
Because throughout the rest,
so you're
It's
saying,
always the clown.
So you're thinking that it was. You think it was in the house before the clown, or it came with the clown?
I don't, you know, that's a good question. It honestly, I couldn't tell you because when I got the clown, I was so young, I wouldn't have remembered anything.
Yeah.
So it could have been. But
was this clown like did they buy it like out of the store? Or
yeah,
was it? Oh.
bought it from a store. Which, why in the hell would your parents get you a stuffed clown?
I know,
anyway?
right?
Listen, so you know Joyce, right? My grandma, Nana. If you're watching this, it's a shout out. But there was a period of time where, because her sister, our Aunt Ludi, she's a little out there. I don't know if you ever met her, but she's a little out there. And she would just come home and bring random shit. She was like one of those scrapper people, just bring random shit. Well, she brought a whole collection, 40, 50 of these. They're like glass dolls of clowns.
Yeah.
The creepiest fucking like shit you
Porcelain.
ever porcelain clown
Worst
dolls.
ones.
And they were just filled in the house. Dude, it was scary. I was like, these are definitely haunters. Eventually we got rid of them. I never had anything weird, but
That's
they
what I
were
was
weird.
gonna ask if anything weird ever happened with them. And I mean, that does happen. There's things that attach to certain objects. It's
You tell me, because my sister had these porcelain dolls, and one of them had something attached to it, and it did not like my cousin Stephanie one bit. Anytime she walked to the room, it'd jump off the counter. So Dad grabbed it, put it on the floor. He said, "We're going to sell this." And he told Stephanie, "Come here." And right there inside the middle of that room, the doll levitated up, spun around real fast before falling out. She never came back to the house ever again.
yeah, that's an experience that'll keep you out of the house for sure. Well, Fluffy never let. Fluffy was the name of the stuffed clown. Doesn't like him. Didn't. I mean,
So you still have Fluffy?
I have Fluffy, but he's not at my house anymore. My best friend Katie has him. He would not let me keep Fluffy in the house because of everything that was happening. I mean, throughout the years, there was always stuff that happened, and I just always thought, well, it's probably me. Something's attached to me. But I've always had this damn clown with me throughout my whole entire life. And then I got with him, and little things would happen here and there, but nothing to be concerned about. And a few years ago, we went to Bobby Mackey's. Do you know what that is?
Oh, yep, I know about
Yeah.
that place.
Bobby Mackey's Music World, and we went, and before we went through, they told us, not to touch anything, not to take anything. And Katie went with us, my best friend. And, of course, she grabbed a couple little pieces of memorabilia, just like some coasters, nothing.
The room that crazy son bitch was possessed in.
So
Oh,
Carl, the caretaker, he was possessed there. He had his exorcism. He ended up passing away. He's no longer with us. But in his room, she decided to take some little memorabilia. And I took one that she had brought out. So I took it home with me, a couple coasters. And whatever it was that I don't know if Fluffy just did not like the energy that came with it or what happened, but it, like, our activity amplified like crazy. Like, the very next night, we had pictures flying off the walls. We were both having, like, very, very, very vivid dreams of harming each other and, you know, just some horrific, horrific nightmares. And then he had a...
I put the clown outside. I threw it out the door. I said, it's not staying in this house. I threw it outside. The next morning, it was in the house. It was back in the house.
Damn.
I never brought it in. She
That's-
swears up and down.
I didn't bring it in.
That's like, I mean, y'all have probably
That's
seen...
a creepy experience, too.
Like, have y'all seen, like, the Annabelle movies? Like, that's the same type of shit, almost, that y'all are
Yeah.
dealing
No,
with.
for real.
And
Well-
the scariest thing about the Annabelle doll is that the real one was right there. Imagine having that thing's eye actually look at you,
And
and it's sold in
I
place.
know.
It's weird, because already the first, 10, 15 minutes that we've been talking, like, there's people that, like, you know, everybody's got a ghost story, but, like, you guys got some ghost stories.
We've
Like,
had
these
some
are
really,
these
really
are
crazy
insane.
things happen. I mean, he got, during that time after Bobby Mackey's, he was grabbed by the back of his leg one night sleeping and, like, got partially lifted from the couch. It was,
Well, he said it's a bad son of a bitch.
that's
Yeah.
when,
My brother, I was laying there sound asleep. I was sleeping on the couch. I was sound asleep. And I got lifted by my legs straight up, head down, legs were in the air. And shit, I scared shitless. I was kicking like a little schoolgirl.
but that's when he said, no,
That
like,
was it for me.
you got to
Yeah.
get it out. Something's got to happen. So,
There was a handprint around my calf.
Because
It
you
looked just like this, but it had long,
It was
pointy
long.
fingers.
and by no means
And
are
it
you
went
small
all
guy.
the way
No,
around my calf,
no.
and it was as red. You know, is that right there? All the way, like, and you could see the full handprint, and it went around my whole calf.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
You could see it, and that's what I told her. I was like, I'm done. I said, "We gotta
so
figure
I had to
something out."
burn. I did, you know, I went out and I burned the coasters and I cleansed the house.
So this is when she finally breaks down and tells me that they fucking took stuff from Bobby Mackey's.
Oh, so
He
you
didn't
know.
Oh.
He didn't know. But Fluffy, you know, on the other hand, I guess he was like, no, this is my domain already. This is where I'm haunting. But Fluffy didn't like him at all. Just, you know, he would do little things like hide his wallet, hide his keys, you know, give him a really terrible feeling in the house. He didn't want to be in the house. And, you know, because Fluffy was mine. He was attached to me. And Fluffy, in my opinion, didn't want anybody or anything else
I'd
to be
sound
attached
asleep
to
and
me.
Just hear somebody scream in my ear.
Oh my
Oh
god.
damn!
Fucking you set up and there ain't nobody.
So have you tried to contact Fluffy at all and like see maybe what Fluffy is? Is he maybe a little boy or like a
No, I don't think Fluffy's a little boy. I think Fluffy is something that has been around for centuries,
A demonic entity.
most likely. There's something that just you can't really describe the feeling of it until you experience it, because yes, we feel things on a day-to-day basis because everything is energy and we feel different energies from different people. And if, you know, sometimes you get chills down your arm when you're home alone, and that's probably something that's there. But this was so intense to the point that, like, it just made you feel like you wanted to cry because you didn't know what to do, because it was so, like, it would take your breath away.
like overwhelming?
It was so overwhelming. So I got rid of Fluffy. Fluffy is now with Katie.
So she collects haunted shit.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing.
She likes that.
Katie
man.
didn't have an issue with Fluffy until recently, when, you know, she found somebody. Now she's got a strong male connection in her life, and, you know, Fluffy kind of laid dormant until this male connection has now come into her life. And I
Ooh.
think that he kind of has that same attachment to her, like, no, I want to be the only one.
Oh.
And things are starting to happen in her house now.
That
so,
Yeah.
That's crazy because it's almost like
He's territorial.
it's almost like
Yeah.
I took my phone charger ain't working, and it you try it with one of the boxes, it doesn't work, and you try it with another one, and you're like, oh shit, it's the phone cord. So it's like he's like there's something, there's definitely something else, because he's attaching to women specifically.
Yeah.
And when they bring in their male counterpart, he's like, this is.
It's like he feels like he's going to be replaced, even though he's like come up with this scenario in his head that, oh, you belong to me.
Yeah.
Like he's very territorial, very controlling.
Should have destroyed the damn thing, got rid of it, but she can't let it go. She had to give it to Katie.
There's an attachment there. I've had that since it was my very first Christmas. And is it sentimental? Yes, but also at the same time, does the attachment to Fluffy maybe have something, like some kind of hold on me? Yeah, I'm sure. Because I can't bring myself to burn him or throw him away or get rid of him.
It's kind of like Robert the dog, because Robert the dog, his owner was called Otto, and Otto had this attachment that he didn't want to get rid of Robert, and Robert would make it known that he was pissed off with Otto's girlfriend, and Otto's real name was Robert.
Yeah, I mean, while I don't want that energy near me or around me or anything like that, there's just something that goes, no, you can't get rid of him. You can't destroy him. Come on now. And it's kind of sadistic. It is. It's kind of sick. But
it's that little voice out here. I feel like that's Fluffy trying to tell you, no,
it is.
You can't get rid of me.
It is.
Yard. Didn't care where it landed. Didn't even see where it landed. Shut the door back, locked it. Next day, he's sitting in there on the fucking dresser.
So
and that's got to be a creepy experience too.
It all was. So, but all throughout my life, I've always been curious. I was like, there's no way that there's just one way and that's it. I want to know more. And while nobody knows exactly what happens, we all have an idea and we all have faith in different religions and stuff like that. I can't wrap my mind around the idea of just one thing and that's it. So I've always been curious and I've always wanted to know more. And with these experiences, I know that there is something else. Yeah. I know there is.
That was another question I was about to ask you, because you said this has been happening since you was a little kid. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what point were you like, actually, I'm going to start, like, instead of being, like, was there, because of course you was afraid when you was younger and stuff, but what was the point where you were like, maybe I can start, like, thinking and looking into this more and, like, learning about it more, than, like, that way, you kind of channeled your fear, I feel like.
Yeah, it was probably my late 20s, early 30s, because I was on a different path in my life at that point, and I had a lot of positive energy coming towards me. And then, I don't know, I just felt like, all right, this is probably a good time to try to figure out what this is. Because not only have I had negative experiences, I've had really positive experiences with, like, loved ones passing and them coming to visit me after they pass. And I can always tell if somebody, goes to somewhere, a positive realm or something that's more negative because of the way they come to me. I have, people's family members out of nowhere that'll come to me, and I can relay certain messages, and it just happens sporadically. It's so weird, but there's so much that I know is out there, and that's why I want to keep figuring this out. It's just wild.
Do you think like, I don't know, because I've never met a person like you've been telling me all this, that's like almost like it's almost common for shit to happen to you. But, like, was that kind of stuff happening before y'all got together? Do you think it's, like, I don't know, maybe she can see some shit, or, like, maybe they, like, reach out to her more than, like, your average population, you know what I mean?
Well, he's got a little something, too.
I was going to ask him about something a little later, because I want to know the full story on something you and Dad seen. Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got a little something, too, because he is able to astral project like that. And if you don't know what that is, it's like whenever you are falling asleep or you're going into a deep state.
Yep.
You go somewhere. Like, you go different places. You're in an astral realm. And it could be somewhere that you've been. It could be somewhere that you've never been. It could take you to the 1800s or before that. There was a night that he astral projected, and
it's like a dream.
It is. It's like a dream state. But he ended up And he ended up in this place, and he was just in his ball shorts and no shirt, but he, there's these little cabins. And he walks around the side of one of the cabins, and you could tell this was like back before technology or anything like that. And there was a woman, and she was like doing her laundry back there. And I guess he startled her. So she kind of got startled, and he was like confused. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. And the woman kept saying, my husband John will be back soon. He's a fisherman. And he got her name as well. And he figured out he was in Salem, right?
Oh, shit.
That's 1600s.
Yeah, but when he woke up, he was telling me the story, and he told me the first and last names of both of these people. They were a married couple. So I Googled it. I looked it up. And sure enough, there was the couple, lived in Salem, Massachusetts in the 1600s. The husband was a fisherman. And I was like, you met these people, dude. Like, you went back and met these people. There's no way he could have just made that up off the top of his head.
Look at that, goosebumps.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Goosebumps.
He can
That's
do that.
insane.
It takes me forever to do it,
my
but...
mom, she's always been able to see people after they pass and stuff. So she sleeps with the lights on most nights, because when the lights are on, she doesn't have the issue.
I have to have a TV on.
When she turns the lights off, it's almost like a medium.
Yeah.
She can see them. They come to her.
Oh, my God.
Ask her things. So she used to be really scared of it. Now she's not so much scared of it, but she can. She chooses when she wants to communicate and when she doesn't. But she says the older she's gotten, the more she doesn't want to communicate. So she just keeps the lights on all the time.
And it's weird how they come to you. Like, it could be, I've seen full-bodied apparitions. I've seen actual figures. I've seen people walking through my hallways. And I used to have an older woman that would come sit on the end of my bed sometimes. And just, like, she felt like a protector. And then I've always seen this man in a top hat. But when people come to visit me, and, like, I do a reading on somebody, it's more so in my mind. I don't see them there. I can see everything in my mind, and then I relay that. And then you have to, like, differentiate your thoughts from their thoughts. But you can always tell when they're there because the energy shifts. You'll feel a huge shift of energy, whether it be a positive or negative shift, but you will feel like a static. Their energy's there, but it's like they're putting these pictures almost in my head saying, this is what I looked like.
You ever had that feeling where you feel like something's kind of not right, and then all of a sudden the hair on your arms will stand up?
Yeah.
That's an energy around you.
Dude, hold on. Well, I was going to...
Sometimes, it's one of those, you'll get that creepy feeling like, man, this is kind of... And then all of a sudden the hair will stand up on you.
Yep.
That's what it is.
You're probably going to need to ask Dad and Chelsea about this, but... So I'm just laying in my bed one day, and I hear Chelsea...
Oh, when Dad tried to get in the bed with you naked?
Oh.
That's what I
That's another experience for another time.
That is far
That's
more...
a creepy story,
That is
too.
far more scarier than
scary
any
story.
ghoul, goblin, skeleton, P. Diddy. It's scarier than any of that shit. No, because the worst part?
Not the diddler.
What if I wouldn't have been awake?
Yeah,
What if I was asleep?
You'd have woke up cuddling.
I would have woke up cuddling with my naked dad.
Dude, we were like talking about like our deepest fears, and he said his deepest fear was like seeing his dad naked. And that happened like a month after.
Fear unlocked and came to fruition.
Yep, the trauma started.
Man, it was bad.
But what were you gonna say? Ask Mary and Chelsea about what?
I hear Chelsea scream loud. So then, like, so I'm like, well, shit, she probably...
Surely not Chelsea screaming.
No.
And,
Love
that's
you,
why I was
Chelsea.
like, that's why I just laid there. And then, like, 10, 20 minutes later, they called me up. B! So I go up there. And they're like, we just seen, like, a shadow move across the fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, my gosh. And I've had some weird stuff happen. Like, one day my room used to be Grace's room.
Yeah.
And she had this big, like, the teacher carts they have with the dry erase board on it.
Yes.
So I was just walking out the back door one day to go to school, and that cart sat in, like, the way of, like, the door, and like, it was so weird. I couldn't it was like I don't know how I would explain it, but I like peeped over my shoulder, but I wasn't really looking behind me, but I could see a shadow standing by that cart. Like, it was definitely way taller than that fucking cart.
Yeah.
And then like one time I was laying in bed, and I hear like thumbsticks on a controller moving, like somebody's playing a video game. And I thought it was just my brother, because it was my room, my brother's room, and then across the hall was our game room.
Yep.
So I think, just thumbsticks moving on a controller. I don't think nothing of it. Go back to sleep. Next day I hear the same thing. It's like 12 o'clock, and we got school. So I go in there. There's nothing in there. And Richie's
And it was
asleep.
just moving.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And that's the thing, though. I mean, it could be the most simple things that happen. Like, we used to have a spirit that would flush our toilet all the time. Or put the toilet seat up. It was so weird. You'd hear that ting, like, where the porcelain would touch. And it was the spirit just coming in there and putting the toilet seat up for some random
It's
reason.
being a nice ghost.
For him, maybe, but I like it down, you know.
Get me in trouble.
Just being
I
menace
think
as
that's
well.
what it was. It was just
Yeah.
trying to get him in
She would
trouble.
be like, come in there and raising hell. Why do you keep leaving the toilet seat up? And I'm like, I'm not.
And you're like,
talking about it. And then we were sitting there watching a movie, and we heard it.
Ting.
yeah.
I was like, did you hear this? She goes, yeah. I walked in the bathroom. I said, come here. Come here. Because she had just come out of the bathroom. So she knew the seat was down.
Yeah.
There it was, stood up. I was like,
It's trolling.
That's like Fluffy being jealous. He's
It-
like,
yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's when Fluffy
Yeah.
was doing little things to him, like hiding his wallet or hiding his keys or trying to do things to piss him off, because that energy that he would give off whenever he was upset would
that
fuel
whole
him.
thing there
Yep.
started off slow, but then it progressed really bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
To the
man.
point- It was to the point I was leaving. Like, I was done.
Oh,
I
shit.
told her.
He was
I was
done.
like, I'm done with this. You figure it out, or I'm out of here.
At least Fluffy never broke your leg, though.
He was close to breaking the damn leg, but he didn't do him as bad as Bear.
Yep.
It's weird because that's the leg you picked me up by.
Oh, yeah. It's like he knew.
It's
That's
like
the
he
leg
knew.
that suffered trauma
Well, it
before.
hurt.
He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this leg up again for you real quick."
He's like, Bear paid me this
Uh-oh.
to do this
We're
again.
opening up the box.
Got the box.
And my cousin lives at a house that's possessed by demons, and it's the form that likes to choose is little children. Every night they hear children laughing, and they're like, "Justin, them's not here," and they hear it'll just go off like that every midnight.
To me, that's the freakiest part, is when they come in the form of children, because children laughing
Yep.
to me is
Oh,
just
yeah.
so
I will tell
creepy.
you this one
Here, tell
it's
it while
kinda
I use
off.
the restroom real quick,
it's kind
and
of
then
off,
we're gonna set this up.
off character, but so it was our first trip to Salem, and
Did I hide that? Did I do that?
what are you talking about?
I'm going underneath. I didn't want to bother the guy.
She's such a weirdo. It was our first trip to Salem, and we stayed across from the Allison house that's in Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
You can scoot over here.
So
That's that John camera.
we was at the place we was at. There was a little seating area out back of it, and we had a spirit box. We took a spirit box with us to Salem, so, because we wanted to go to the graveyards.
Do
and stuff.
y'all like own a spirit box?
Yeah. So we took the spirit box with us, and we was sitting out back of this little seating area. So she started asking it questions, and things were coming through, and then so she's like, "Do you know who's sitting here with me?" And this voice come through and said, "Yes." And she's like, "Okay, who's sitting here with me?" And it's crazy because it said both my names.
Glenn and
It said it come through, it said Glenn, and it immediately says Donnie.
oh my gosh! Hold on. So I always thought the way spirit box, because I've watched Ghost Adventures and shit. So when you're playing, because it makes a big noise or something,
Yeah,
right?
it
When
sounds
you're-
like static.
So do you can't really hear it when they're saying that, but do you go through and listen to it again?
No, you can hear it.
You
It'll
can
just
hear
come
it.
through. Yeah, because it just sounds like a bunch of static, and all of a sudden voices just pop through.
Oh.
It's like voices shoot through it, and sometimes you'll get long sentences, little short ones. But she's like, "Who is it?" And they go, "Glenn, Donnie." That was crazy. And then she went to ask another question, and it says, "Leave now, go."
Oh man.
So we didn't ask any more questions. We got the.
Yes, it's up, Andy.
We grabbed the damn box and we rode the hell out of there. You know.
Yeah.
And we called it a night. Went inside, had some drinks, and went to bed, getting ready for the next night. I come down that morning, go down to get breakfast down there, and a lady was talking about her and her husband. They had went down there right behind us. I guess when we went in, they went out.
Yeah.
And they got mugged out back.
Oh man.
They literally got robbed out there.
Oh my gosh.
And it told us to leave, get out now.
Damn.
So we left. So when they come out, and that's what I went in there and told her, I said, "You ain't going to believe this." I said, "You know, when that thing told us to leave," I said, "a couple went down right behind us and sat there." Because he even said he's seen us sitting down there.
Yeah.
So they was coming down there, and we just had missed them by just a minute or two.
Oh my, that could have been y'all.
And they went down there and they got mugged.
Y'all
They
got
my
saved.
God.
They got robbed. So, but that did come through the spirit box, which is crazy.
Well, I was going to ask you. So, Dad, I've asked him, what's your you got any ghost stories? And he always tells me about this woman that y'all seen driving.
It's big chicken shit. Yeah.
What I want to know about this.
We were wrestling and we did a show and we was coming back. It was late. It was late. It was kind of raining.
Got a lighter?
It had been raining.
Got a lighter in here.
And we come through and we was coming down 169 and then it turns on to you can take 169 into Nicholasville. So we're coming through Versailles, and then when we go to make the turn onto 169 going into Nicholasville, and it's just me and him. I mean, it's just us out in the country. Nobody else is out there. It's when he had the Crown Vic. And I'm driving because he can't see at night. So as we turn, this woman or whatever stands up. Like, we didn't see her when we was making the turn, and when the headlights come across, all of a sudden she stands up, hair all down this way, had a white dress on, but looked like she'd been rolled in the mud, Looked like somebody drug her behind the cars, what it looked like, but her hair was down. Looked like the bitch from The Ring.
Yeah.
She crawled out of the well. And standing there, and when the lights hit her, your daddy jumped plumb in my lap because it was on his side of the car when we turned. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I stopped the car, and he said, "No, go, 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 go." I was like, "Why, man?" I said, "She might need help." He said, "Fuck that, go." And he reaches over and pushes my foot down, and it speeds off. So we get, I don't know, it 200 feet down from where she was. And I stopped the car and I put it in park. I'm like, "Dude, it could be somebody hurt." He said, "Fuck that, we'll call the cops. We'll tell them we'll send cops out here." He said, "Dude, don't go." So I'm looking back, and then I don't see her down there anymore. Like, she's not on the corner where we just, like I said, I'm only 200 feet from her. I can still see the corner. Now I don't see her at all. And now there's another car that's done come up behind me, and they didn't stop. They didn't freak out. They didn't do anything. They just pulled in, drove right down where I was. So it's like she wasn't there anymore.
Oh, my God.
So we get to my house. I was like, I told Bear. Bear's like, "I'll go back." He said, "I'll go back and check." I said, "Dude, you're fucking lying." He goes, "Yeah, I'll drive back by and check." And I was like, "Dude, I feel like we should have called the law." And he's like, "I'll go by there and call." I called him. He called me when he got home. He said, "Fuck that, I ain't go back by there." But he was so scared, dude. He about shit his pants. And it was crazy because when the lights hit, she just stood up, boom. And it looked like the chick that crawled out of that well, man.
Oh,
it was,
my gosh.
It was wild as shit. But your daddy, it was funny. He goes, "Go, go." He leaned back in the seat and he turned his head like this. And this is back, Bear's 6 foot something, and he was 350 pounds,
Yep.
I was like, "That little girl couldn't hurt you. She wanted to, big fucker." But yeah, he's a big old chicken shit.
You don't have a lighter, matches, nothing anywhere?
Yeah.
Leaving. Bye.
Bye.
Hey,
See you
Andy.
later.
Do we got any lighters in here, Andy? I know that you're watching.
Man, somebody's got to have a lighter.
A lighter, matches,
Exactly.
something. I didn't even think to bring one. But it would be nice to have one. Are you looking over there?
Let me ask him.
Aha, we got one.
Oh, did we find one?
Boom.
We did.
Yeah,
Nice.
I found Andy's fucking weed stash.
Yeah, I see that. Andy, you had a weed stash the whole time. He never does share his weed with us. I share my coke with him all the time.
Shit.
But yeah, that my cousin having the little demon children, I also believe that my house is haunted too, because inside Maddie's room there's supposed to be a ghost attached to a closet. Her ex-boyfriend, who's dead now, Michael, he said every time he looked, he felt like he saw a little girl laughing and giggling there. And one time, Jessa, who's about 10 now, but at the time she was 6, I'm watching her inside the closet of Maddie's closet. I'm just sitting there like, Jess, get out of there. And she just sitting inside the closet like, laughing and giggling and hiding inside his clothes basket. I'm like, there's nobody inside there. Come out of there. And it felt like she's playing with someone. Mm-hmm. It was a scary experience.
I never trust them whenever they appear as children. It's not something that I'm cool with.
And
I'm
another,
like, no.
I'll give you one more Salem story. So same trip, first trip we was there. So we were trying to figure out places to go. So we ran into some locals. They're the ones that always ask, you know.
Yeah.
So the lady's like, if you haven't been to Brown Street or Howard Street,
Howard.
if you haven't been to Howard Street, go to Howard Street. She said it's got the third oldest cemetery in Salem, and it doesn't lock at night. You can walk in it. We was like, cool. So we looked up Howard Street and we walked. It was about 1.5 miles from our hotel or little place we was staying, or maybe 2 miles or something. Wasn't too far. But we walked over there. Sure enough, just a small fence and the gate was wide open. So we go in, and of course we got the spirit box in there, and we're taking pictures and got the spirit box going on, and we're walking through there, and I'm standing there, and all of a sudden I feel this.
Oh, man.
I turned around, there ain't a soul there. I said, oh, shit. I told her, I said, shit, something just pecked me on the shoulder. I said, I'm done. Let's go.
You don't want to
Well, no.
get pecked by something that you can't see.
And then we walked out of the cemetery,
Yeah.
and the people that lived across the street,
Yeah,
they were
so
going,
there's people all across the street.
they didn't realize that we were actual people over there
Yeah, so
until we
what?
walked out.
Yeah,
They
so when
thought
we
we were
come out,
spirits over there walking
They
around.
were sitting on their porch watching us. So when we walk out, I threw my hand up and said, how are you all? And old dude was just staring. And I told her, I said, well, they're about rude as shit. And then he goes, oh, sorry. He said, we didn't know if you was real or not. And then the woman that was sitting in the porch, like the houses are like shotgun houses. And they sit right
beside each other.
Yeah, so
Right
the woman
next
at
to each
the other house right next door, she was like, yeah, she's like, we didn't know if you all were spirits or y'all were real people. We had to see first before we answered. She's like, spirits walk in and out of there all the time.
All the time. They didn't realize we were actual people. So
Oh my god.
that it's a very active cemetery.
I was like, no shit. I was like, yeah. It said that they see stuff. So every time we went to Salem, we went to Howard's. You got to be careful because you're not supposed to be in there after dark, and you will get in trouble if they catch you.
Yeah.
Like they'll write you a citation for it. But
So I actually got this from Salem. He had it ordered for me from Salem, and this is one of my spell books.
Oh, that looks.
that
So
a witch made that.
this is a very,
Really?
it's got some very old spells in it, which is cool. Now for me, I only work positive. I don't do anything, to harm anybody. And if anybody does, that's their thing. That's just not my thing, per se. And what I've learned throughout this whole journey for me is that it's not about what materials you have. It's about, like, the energy and about your intention. Everything is about your intention. So even if you don't have some of the tools to work with or any tools to work with, because a lot of people don't or they can't afford them, it's all about your intention and what you set forth into what you're doing. But I really like having my spell book because it gives me different ideas of different spells that you can do for different things. And it could be something, to better yourself, or it could be something for a common cold. Like, there's so many different things that they did back in the day.
And the thing about that, so, like, that's her book. It was made for her. So, like, I can't open it. Like, if I fool with it.
Oh, so
or, like,
hold
if you
on.
open it.
Wait. I gotta know what was the process of ordering this thing?
So when we was in Salem.
Oh, you was in Salem when you
was in
ordered.
Salem and, you know, met witches and stuff. And I also got her a broom from Salem, too. A witch's broom that was made from there and shipped to the house. I just know she likes that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, this would be a great present for her.
But he had to contact the person and
I had to
put
contact
the what I
person.
wanted and things like that.
So I contacted the lady. The lady gave me kind of the gist that, you know, I think 300 years worth of, you know, witches in her family for 300 years or something like that. She gave me her background, and I told her kind of, you know, about Jess and, you know, what she was doing and kind of stuff that she liked. And so she put this spell book together for her. And so, like, so when Jess gets, like, nobody else has ever looked at it besides.
I've shown people, but no, I don't let people
We can't
touch it.
Yeah.
If we
Because-
touch it, it affects.
Exactly.
Well, it's because the energy transfers from one person to the next. And after I sign this, I sign the front of it. That's it. It's like, no, I don't need anybody. I don't want anybody else flipping through it or looking at it. I can show people, but
she can open it
my
up and
energy
look
and
at it.
intention is in this the way I want it. You know what I mean?
Open it up and let them look at it.
I've got a lot of things marked, but it's
Book of
got,
spells.
look, protection for my pet. Perfect.
Oh,
Very perfect.
But it's got a lot of things like to bind. Now there is stuff in there to clear the air. Money spells. There's luck jars,
I don't know why we ain't been
purification.
using that money.
Spirits no more. So if you've got something bad that's kind of irritating you or it's causing problems in your home, you can get rid of it. So basically anything you would need is in here. But I put my intention in the front of the book and I wrote it down and then I signed it and then that's the date I signed it. And after that, nobody has touched it or looked through it since then.
Exactly.
Just me. But there, like I said, it's all about your intention. There's a lot of things that you can do, and there's a lot of things that you don't have to do. You just put your intention out into the world, and things come back to you. Manifestation, I'm sure you hear it every single day.
Yep, I do.
Manifesting things is just bringing it to life through speaking it into existence. Okay?
yeah. It's like
That's a spell.
It's like last night. So I watch UFC, but this guy, his name is Max Holloway. He's been in the UFC for 10 plus years. Never been knocked out. Never been knocked down. He's lost, but he's never been knocked down or knocked out, and that's like pretty uncommon. Like, and the guy he was versing said, "I'm gonna be the first one to knock him out," and he's been saying he said, "I'm manifesting this," and he knocked him out.
And speaking it in there, I'm telling you, it people don't realize how impactful words are.
Yep.
So anything that you say, if it's negative to somebody, it's probably going to come back to you in that same negative connotation. But if you're speaking something positive into existence, most of the time, I mean, not saying you can say, well, I'm going to have $1 million tomorrow, and it's just going to happen like that. You know what I mean? But the things that you say have a huge, huge impact every single day.
Exactly.
But we're going to do something simple, and we're going to do something that any beginner can do. And it's just, well, she's snoring. We're going to do a spell jar. And a spell jar can be made for many, many different things. You can do it for prosperity. You can do it for health. You can do it for positivity. You can do it to, keep your home a sacred place or a protection jar.
Exactly.
So whatever you want your jar to be, that's what you need to be thinking right now.
So I think about what I want it to be.
Think about what you want it to be, what you need the most. You know, do you need your home protected? Do you need a happiness or a mood stabilizing jar? You know, or do you need something that is going to bring you good luck? Be thinking about that. Now, there are a ton of different herbs that you can use. Now, some of them have different, they all have different meanings. But for me, I like to use what feels right to me at the time. However, there are meanings to these. So if you're doing something for...
What do you mean by that when, like, you say what feels right? Like, is there like a... I don't know, because it's like, when I go out and I'm like, man, I want some food. I'm feeling a burger right now. How do you get that with
well,
what
that's
you're gonna
intuition.
use?
It's that's intuitive eating per se. You know, like you are. That's more so craving, but it's what your body's wanting. Kind of the same thing. You know, like if I put a crystal in my hand, and yes, each crystal has a different meaning as well. But sometimes I put a crystal in my hand and I'll feel a different type of energy from it, and I'm like, all right, well, that's probably the one that I need to be, you know, carrying around with me today. Something like that. For the most part, though, my favorite is lavender. Lavender's my favorite because you can use it for so many things. You can use it for love. You can use it for luck. You can use it for prosperity. And it smells great. So there's some lavender. We've also got, I got this in Salem. So we're not really
The
gonna
whole
open
kit,
it.
you got it in Salem?
No, this one in particular. Bay leaves are something great to use. You can write your intentions on bay leaves. So we're going to do one of those too. Do we have a Sharpie here or anything? Or a pen or... Cool.
Yeah.
I think. Does this one work though?
Let's test it out. No, it doesn't work.
This one should work.
Cool.
We got markers. So another one.
Okay. Do you think of what you want your jar to be?
I have.
Okay. Tell us what you want your jar to be.
To protect my home.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go more to protect home too. What about you, B?
Mood. What'd you say earlier? You said something, and I was like,
For
I
like
think that's
happiness,
mood
for...
balancer.
Okay.
Something.
We can do that.
I think that's what you said earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, that one would be good.
Do you want more for your mood or for other people around you as well? Like more of a peaceful mood or more just so for you?
Peaceful.
Okay. That sounds great. Great, great. So we're going to set those over there for now. Love and happiness. I think those are going to be good for you. And you want protection, right?
Yep.
Okay.
How many potions do you have at the house?
I have lots of little spell jars everywhere. I have bigger jars, I have smaller jars, but it's not so much like potions per se, but you can make something in the moment, like little bags. I have these little bags places, like I'll sleep with something under my pillow that helps with my dreams, or
nice.
carry something around with you in your purse or your pocket. I know you've got your purse, so you like to carry your purse around. That'll work for you.
See, our old house, it was off the chain. Like,
All right.
shit was going. Now the new house that we got, before we bought it, they had a priest come in and bless it and over it. We haven't had the first peep,
We
sound,
pass that
nothing
over to
going on
him?
in this place.
So y'all ain't had nothing yet.
Nothing.
Nothing yet. So I
Ain't
cleansed our
heard
space.
Nothing, haven't
Pass that
seen
over to him
nothing.
as well, and then
It's
you're
been
gonna
so
need one
nice.
too.
Not having to worry about any of that bullshit.
Okay.
Chris Blade
Exactly.
says, Donnie Green, baby.
What up? What's
That's
going
right,
on,
Chris
We're making
Danny Allen.
spells.
Spell jars.
Spell
All right.
jars.
So for every herb that you're putting in, keep that intention in your mind and constantly be repeating that. I'm going to give you each some herbs that are going to be good. You don't want to fill it all the way up with one herb because we're going to do a few different ones of each jar. So leave a little bit of space. So what you're going to do...
We got the funnel.
Yep, our funnel and our spell jar. And then I forgot my incense, but that's okay. I cleansed our space. Typically, you'll put like a little incense down in there to cleanse the bottle, but the space is fine right now. So I'm going to hand this one to you first. This is for kindness. This is raspberry leaf to him.
Oh, to him.
So this is for like kindness, happiness. You're going to pour a little bit in there, and then I'm going to start catnip with you. And this one is going to be for love and happiness. So you're going to pour a little bit of that in your jar. Keep your intention going in your head the whole time you're doing this, too. It's okay if you spill a little bit. Don't worry about that.
What is the recommended amount?
I would say about, like right here. I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting my catnip in. Is he having a hard time?
Yeah.
Sometimes I pour too much at once. And it doesn't like to go down as easily. If it's easier for you to pour it in your hand and put it in there, you can do that too.
Got mine.
Got yours?
Yes.
Well, I'm making a mess over here.
See, I got hyperhidrosis. If I pour it in my hands, it'll be stuck on my hands.
Oh, yeah. I just made a little bit of a mess. And then I'm going to have both of you add this as well. This is for purification and light vibrations.
I just say take it out of the phone.
Yeah.
They make them hard.
And that's okay if you do have to do that. Or you can, like, take it between your fingers and crumble it up a little bit more. B, you look like you're crushing something up over there.
Well, sometimes you got to.
Johnny keeps me running over here.
I know, right?
He keeps us alive on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
The worst thing is trying to get it all crushed up into the thing.
Yeah, just take a little tiny bit at a time and put it in there. So you can pinch a little bit out of the bag and then just sprinkle it into your funnel. And it usually goes in pretty easy. B, this one is for peace and guidance. I want you to put a little bit of that in yours.
That's the way I do it.
We're just playing, guys. We're just playing.
That's right.
Just playing in some herbs.
All right. I got mine.
Got yours in?
Yep.
And then he's going to pass that one to you in a second. You're going to
Alright.
put a little bit of that in there. It's for peace and guidance. And then I'm also going to give you both a little bit of lavender, because lavender, you can never go wrong with it. Lavender's a great herb to use. You can use it for teas, and you can use it for cleansing your space. Getting all the lavender in there.
That's true.
Yeah, that's good. And it may be easier too.
Which bag did it come out of?
It's fine. Because anything that's left over, we'll put in a bowl at the end.
Oh. That's all right. She said whatever's left over, put it in a
Yep.
bowl.
And then
This-
take a little bit of your
this like
lavender
that.
here.
Is this the piece
Yeah,
bag?
put a little bit in there.
Now your lavender you may have to pinch out and just kind of
Gotcha.
sprinkle in there.
Chickweed. Peace and guidance.
Yep.
You wanna tell them the ingredients we've been using?
Well, we have raspberry leaf, which is for kindness, energy, and health. We've also used, this is a good one. Nettles. Did I give you this already? I think we did. This is what we started. No, we're going to do this one. Nettles is for dispelling darkness. So if you've got dark energies around you, or you want to make sure they stay at bay, we're going to put this in there as well. And then we have also used, where are we at? We have used
It's right there in front of you.
And then we've put lavender in so far. So we're going to go in with nettles next.
Does lavender go in some mine as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then with nettles, we're going to try to fill up most of our jar with this one. This one should go down pretty easily too. This one's...
This is pretty crazy because, I mean, you can get this stuff from anywhere.
You can.
That's right.
A lot. Well, that's the point for you're using things, natural things that are from the ground, things that are from the earth, things that have been here for us to use all along.
Yeah, that works.
Especially like the moon and the sun.
That's a way better method.
All right. So this will be the last one that we put in, and then we're also going to add a little frankincense oil. I'm making a huge mess over here. But that's okay, because anything that you've spilled or that's left over, we're going to put in a bowl at the end. All right, make sure to keep your intention, too.
Johnny, pussy and beer is not an intention.
Now, come on now. That could be.
Hey, you do whatever intention you want. If that's what you want, you put it
My
into your jar.
That's what my jar would have been, but I'm gonna need a bigger jar.
We found a good way of
I need a
mixing them
mason jar.
into it.
Well, I mean, you can use mason jars for this, too.
That's true.
You said this is the one you should put the most
Yeah.
in, right?
Yep, that is for dispelling darkness, which, it doesn't have to be a demon necessarily, but just any negative energy that you want to keep away from you. Or if you are experiencing something like that, it'll help to kind of put that at bay. And then lastly, we're going to drop a little bit of frankincense oil in there. Okay. That's going to help seal those herbs in. Johnny's going to town over there on
Yeah.
that.
Getting it down,
You'd be
son.
surprised. So Courtney, she had something that was bothering her, and just made her one of those bags, protection bag.
Okay, let me see your jar real quick. I'm going
And,
to put a little bit of frankincense in there. Oh, yours is good. Good job.
She made Courtney one of those bags and start carrying around with her, and she hasn't had any issues since.
Oh my gosh.
Now, what you're going to do, we each have a little top that goes to ours.
Yep.
Here's this one for you, and then there's that one for his. Put your top on, and then we are going to seal it with our candle wax. And sealing it with candle wax just kind of seals the deal, really. But I'm going to use a white candle, which is good for purification, and it's good for positive energy. So we're going to seal it with the white candle to signify that. Basically, you just got to melt your candle and then let it drop on there. And you don't need to do a whole lot. Or you can do as much as you want. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. So I'm just going to go around and seal.
Your favorite cousin's watching. No, I'm sorry. I thought it said DJ. It's CJ. Uncle CJ's watching.
Yeah,
favorite
he'll be on
cousin's
here
Buddy.
next week. I mean, this week.
Buddy's the best.
About
Buddy is
November
the
1st.
best.
Buddy's the best.
Buddy is the best. Can't beat old Buddy. Okay. I'm going to let you play. Hold it upside down and just melt.
You'll be
Drip your wax on there.
behind the pin of bed tonight.
Because you playing with fire. And then we'll have Johnny do the same thing to seal his in. This is what it looks like. It's sealed up. You can fill it to the top if you want to. You don't have to, depending on what you're using. But we've sealed our spell jars.
So look, you'll see there's a little drip. See the drip?
Yep.
Just drip it all the way around. Okay, and then B, you're going to...
Yeah, hold it sideways.
Oh, ball sideways.
Don't burn your finger or nothing.
Hand that to Johnny over there, too. Here's Johnny.
That's right.
Great movie. Great movie.
Okay. Good job. We're
That's
sealed.
back.
Okay. Now. All good.
There
All
we
good.
go.
I've handed each one of you a bay leaf. And on the bay leaf, we're going to take the marker and we're going to write down one intention that we have that will go with our little spell jar. So, you know, you can write positivity, you can write happiness, joy, love, protection, whatever you want to put on there, because we're going to keep this with the spell jar also. We also use catnip, which is for love and happiness.
That's right.
Okay. And I'm just going to write. Okay. So you're going to keep this with your spell jar.
Okay.
You can put your spell jar in your house, in your car. You can pack it around with you if you want to, whatever feels best to you. I'm probably going to pack it around in my purse for a couple days, and then I will put it in my house. Put it in a central part of your house where, you know, there's the most energy. If you're trying to cleanse your home, where there's more people coming in and out, because all those energies are mixing all the time, put it in a more central part of your house. If it's for you, yourself, keep it in a personal spot, like your bedroom or something like that. That's what I would do. Now, for the rest of it that we spilled out, just scoop it into this bowl here. I'll pass it around to you.
Johnny?
That's right.
Well, about that booger, you made a spell jar.
Look, she just woke up.
She's like, what are we doing here? What is this? Mom, are you crazy? No.
Missy is just awoke from a nap, everybody.
She's up now. All right, perfect. Okay, I need to relight my candle. I'm just going to put a little fire to this.
What Halloween character reminds you most of Missy?
Of Missy?
Yeah.
I don't
You got like
Tommy Green said he loves you. You're his favorite niece.
Well, that's
C.J. Kern.
That's because I'm so awesome. Can't help that. Okay, so, yeah, I love Uncle CJ. He's great. I'm just putting a little fire to this.
That'd be my first time doing something like that.
And we're just sealing everything in, and that's it. Something simple, something easy, something that when you put your intention into it, will help bring those things to you. Anybody can do it on a daily basis, but again, if you don't have anything like this, you don't have all of your stuff, just speak it out or think it. Make a mantra in your head. A mantra in your head over and over and over again is still going to do the same thing. It's all about intention. It's all about energy. Isn't that right, Lou? It's all about energy.
That's right.
She's done with my shit. Look at her. She's like, what are we doing here? So, yeah, keep it with you. Do something.
She's
I
got
mean,
She got cards too.
Nice.
Cards.
Oh yeah, I brought my tarot cards.
Had anybody give you a reading?
No,
Yeah.
what does it do?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really do anything.
Basically,
It reads you like things you might have going on in your life, or a path to take if you're struggling with something. It gives you different ideas, but it kind of shows where you're at and kind of where you need to be sometimes. Or it's going to tell you, hey, you need to slow your roll right now and get it together. Like, there's different things that can come from your cards. I've got them right here if you want to do a quick reading.
Do we want to do a reading?
yeah.
All
we can do
right.
it.
Johnny's all about it. Yeah. Johnny loves this stuff.
Yeah. Especially ghosts and that, because, yeah.
Be scared of it.
What?
You're
Nah.
scared.
Don't be scared of it.
No, that's my dad and my brother. I'm the one who makes them go do creepy, stupid shit.
Now, everybody does readings differently. Me, I'm going to let you, shuffle the deck for a second to kind of transfer your energy to the deck. And then we're going to flip 5 cards. So go ahead and shuffle those and kind of think about answers you might want, or, what path should you take, or anything. And it may not really give you much. It may just kind of tell you what you need to hear in the moment. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Shuffling. I can't shuffle, but
Well, you suck at that.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Come on, B.
You're getting it.
All right.
Ready?
5. Flip 5.
We're going to flip 5. I'm going to do one at a time because there's not a lot of room right here.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're going to show everybody what this is. This is the 10 of Wands, which kind of means you have a really heavy load, or you've got a lot of problems. However, this was flipped upside down to be, which means he's probably not dealing with a ton of things that are really weighing you down at this point that's going to keep you from, pursuing things right now. You're not in a spot where you're stuck, okay? And then we've got our 4 of Wands, which means he's now in a good place. You feel happiness where you're at. You feel happiness, but you still have a want for more right now. Like, you're trying to figure out, yes, I'm happy. I feel like I've got a decent, home. Not necessarily where you're living, but I've got a decent home with the person that you've got. You feel somewhat grounded, but you're wanting more. Like, you're ready to figure out what else you want to do with your life. But you don't have anything holding you down right now. So whatever you want to do, you have to set the intention to do it so you can move forward with that. And then he's got the Ace of Swords. So this one right here does kind of indicate that you've got some frustrations. Not so much like, I think you're more frustrated with yourself at times. Like, you can be a little bit hard on yourself.
Hold on, we're on waste, and I'm not even bullshitting this for the podcast. I mean, this has been accurate. Like, this has been, all these cards have been, everything you've been saying has been, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's you got some frustrations, but it's not so. And I feel like you've got a little bit of outside frustration, but mostly you get down on yourself because you feel like you're supposed to be doing something else and you're not there yet. But you've got so much time to do things, so I don't want you to start stressing out about that at all. Then he's got his 8 of Swords, again with your frustrations, like you're feeling bound and gagged. But it's by yourself. It's your limitations that you're putting on yourself. So this one right here, these two right here, go hand in hand with each other. The double-edged sword, this could be a double-edged sword, meaning, you're doing what you need to be doing. You feel like you're in a good spot, but at the same time, you're frustrated with yourself. What are these frustrations? Why are you...
Well, I don't know.
What are you upset about?
Was it because of the trauma that your dad
Again.
didn't make it?
So now he's got the Three of Swords, which is about deception, frustration, jealousy. What is going on with you?
I don't know.
Okay, so again, it's
I
more
told you
so,
I wasn't a good shuffler.
no, it's more so within you, but you've got some stuff. You got some stuff to kind of deal with, but it's nothing heavy. I think what it's saying is that things that are coming your way that may frustrate you are not as bad as they seem. But you have a tendency to maybe make them worse than what they are, which I think we all do. But you got a lot of stuff there, and it's all the same thing. It's not a bad thing. It's showing that you're human and that you have feelings, which is a good thing. Audrey, I'm sure, would appreciate that. But I feel like you're holding some stuff in, and you might not even know it yet. I feel like you need to kind of dive deep into yourself and figure out what you're holding in that's making you feel either gagged or bound or a little bit frustrated at things that really aren't as bad as they are. I feel like you've got to figure some stuff out with yourself. You're on a good path. Like, you're fine. You're doing good. You're going to get to the right spot. You're going to get to where you want to be. But you got to let go of some stuff. Got anything you're internalizing that you just that bothers you, that you feel maybe even from like being a kid? These things can affect us in our later years and we don't even realize it's affecting us.
It's weird because but also there's like, I don't know.
You don't have to say anything, but there's just some stuff there that I think you need to work out. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think that now that you're like doing your own thing, you're setting out on your own path, you're figuring out more and more of who you are and who you want to be, but you can't let things hold you back, especially internal things or things, self-doubt or, things that happened to you before that may be like bothering you today, or you have a lack of confidence in certain areas. So it's just something like that. Nothing major.
Exactly.
Just being a human being. Let go of that stuff. Just shuffle them up a little bit.
This is going to be off the chain right here. Tell them what's going on in Johnny.
What's going on in Johnny's world? We're about to find out. He's like, I'm going to make sure I shuffle these really good. I'm not frustrated, I swear. All right, ready?
Get some of that stank on right there.
Oh, okay. So his first one is the Fool, but it's upside down. The Fool typically indicates happiness or needing to take a giant leap forward, good friends. Upside down is also maybe some restrictions, or there could be people around you that don't have the best of intentions for you. Okay? Okay. The Three of Pentacles, which typically indicates improvements, or you are working on something and you've got delays around you. But yours being upside down means that you don't really have anything standing in your way necessarily. If you want to do something, you can do it. There's nothing really standing in your way, but I would be cautious of the people you let into your circle.
Yep.
All of yours are upside down. He's got his Nine of Wands, which, I mean, this makes sense. It means you kind of need to take a step back away from a specific situation to be able to see more clearly. So this could relate to somebody in your circle, somebody that's trying to get into your circle, or somebody that has been in your life that has impacted you in a negative way. You just have to be very cautious about people right now. Because some people are going to look at you and they're not going to be happy with your happiness.
Yeah.
But they're going to act like they are. Like they're going to appear that way, but they're not really that way. So you just have to be cautious.
Like that Sean John.
Yeah, exactly.
That boy toucher.
Yep.
Okay, well, this is another one. You had the Page of Swords, which typically means spying and deception. It typically indicates a woman, but yours being upside down, I wouldn't too much worry about the women closest to you in your life. Okay? I think it's a male figure, honestly, that doesn't have the best intentions for you. I don't think at all that it's... If you've got a close family member that's a woman or a woman that's close in your life, I wouldn't worry so much about her.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we got the Tower for you. Ooh. Okay, so this is interesting because it could either mean a catastrophe or like an accident, or things happening very, very quickly, which if you're tying it into these cards, I would say if you're not cautious, out of nowhere, somebody is probably going to deceive you, and it's going to happen super quickly, and you're not going to be prepared for it. Like, you're not, because you're letting your guard down too much with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? For me, I would say let the people in your life right now remain those people in your life if you know they're solid. I wouldn't let too many people into your inner circle, at least for now.
Yeah.
Johnny, it's not me. I'm not going to super kick you. I'm not going to super kick you.
No, I
again.
think
Although
the
you
people,
have before.
the
I
people
have.
in your life, I think, are fine right now. But I would not, at least for like the next couple months, don't be super trusting with people trying to come into your life. Men trying to come into your life. But you do not need to worry about like your path. You don't have any obstacles in your way aside from other people. And other people are usually always a giant obstacle. You want yours?
Oh,
Yeah.
Donnie Green is going to get a reading here
Okay,
today.
that'll work.
So, Johnny, how accurate did you...
It's very accurate.
Did it maybe open your eyes?
Do
Yeah,
you-
it opened up my eyes to not trust too many people that's trying to get inside my circle.
I would just be cautious for a
I
little
would be.
bit.
Do you have somebody that's, not to say names, that's been trying to kind of enter the circle here lately, recently?
Or
There
anybody,
probably has been a few of them.
or anybody that maybe even, honestly, it could be somebody that's already in, but you have seen like traits of jealousy, or they are taking little jabs at you here and there, and you know,
Whoa.
little things like that. Like, you know that they don't have the best intention for you, because a
I'll say
real
no
friend
names,
isn't going to
but-
do that.
I know exactly someone that's been jealous of me this whole time.
Yeah, just be careful of people.
Yep,
You have to guard yourself.
exactly. You gotta be
All
very
right,
thorough.
we're getting Donnie Green's reading.
All right, so
Sexiest man on the planet.
he's got the King
No,
of
he didn't-
Swords.
he didn't.
King of Swords.
Well,
Fire.
this indicates, I think this is honestly you. I think this is an indication of you, because the King of Swords is a man that's over 25. And he
Barely.
demands respect, brown eyes, brown hair. That's exactly what this card represents. This card represents you. So this reading is going to be about you in particular. All right, you've got the Six of Wands upside down. It typically means like you've got some news coming, or you've got some victory news coming. However, it being upside down could indicate that you probably had some news, or you've got some news coming that may not be what you anticipated. But it's not going to be a make or break thing.
Yep.
Okay? It's not going to be the end all be all. Now you've got the Hanged Man, and he's right up.
Damn, that ain't no. That ain't
Now,
no
it is a good thing when it's straight up, okay? Because it means you're gaining more confidence in yourself. You've had some setbacks in life. You've had some things that didn't go your way, but now things are looking up and things are going your way.
Remember that woman.
Now, that's since I've
Means-
entered your life,
means-
things are going the way it's supposed to
things are going
go.
my way, so it means you got to do what I say.
Uh-huh. Well, I might be the bad news coming to you then.
Oh.
Keep talking like that. And then let's see. Ooh, we've got the Four of Swords, and it's right up, which it means that you need to take some time to just chill. You do too much all the time.
I've been telling you, you keep asking me to do more shit.
No, you won't sit down half the time.
You keep asking me to do more stuff.
Sounds like we need to have a bar, Donnie's bar night.
I'm telling
I
you,
think that's a good idea.
You keep saying,
No.
grab the laundry, do
No,
the dishes,
these are
work all day.
Let me finish. These are household things that are your responsibility as well. That has nothing to do with it. This is just saying you need to take some time to relax and relax your mind. You got constantly stuff going on in your mind and it's stressing you out all the time and it puts your mood into a different place. Chill out. Chill out, okay? And now you've got, oh my God, this one means your wife is always right.
That's not what that
And that anything she says for the next 6 months goes. You've got you've got the Hierophant, okay? Which this being straight up, it's more about marriage. It's about official situations, letting you know you're in the right place right now.
So I'm the boss.
No. This is just letting you know that you are in the right place right now, but you just need to chill out a little bit. You need to calm down, relax your mind. You might have things that are not going exactly how you want them, but you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. You've overcome a lot. Everything is good for you. So chill out. Relax, man. That's all it's saying, which I think is incredibly accurate for you anyways.
I'm trying to.
I think it's time for you to shuffle the deck now.
Oh, are you going to read me? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but...
All right, we'll finish out with me reading myself real quick. This might not be the best idea, because I'm really hard on myself. We're going to do it really quick anyway. All right, let's start out. Oh, of course, I'm upside down. I got the Devil. That's my first card, is the Devil.
Makes sense.
But it is upside down. However, that does not mean it's, evil. It means jealousy or trouble. It could mean that something's holding me back. However, it being upside down is reverse. When something is upside down, it's reverse of that. So I'm not jealous. I'm really not. I'm not jealous of people. I don't want things to hold me back, but what? Don't be trying to talk shit just to be funny.
You're very jealous.
I'm jealous of you, but I'm not jealous of other people and like their happiness and success. But I'm jealous of you, yeah. The Eight of Cups, and she's upside down. Typically the Eight of Cups, when it's flipped over right side up, means money problems. There's nothing more you can do. You need to walk away from the situation. But she's upside down again, which means I'm not in financial ruin or struggle right now.
Just no more Timo.
Well, it's more Shein and TikTok shop.
No more
shop.
Shein and TikTok shop.
It's Shein and TikTok shop. I got the Nine of Swords, which can be frustrations. I need to let go of emotions. That's 100% accurate. I'm a very empathetic person.
That shit's work related.
I stress myself out at work a lot. I always want to do the absolute best I can, but I also don't want to I don't know. I need to let go of stuff. I'm full of emotion. That's 100% accurate. I need to let go of some stuff. Ooh, the High Priestess.
Oh.
What?
She's a beautiful card. However, it is the highest card in the tarot deck. Okay. Very powerful, good or bad, or secrets to be revealed. Secrets to be revealed doesn't mean it's necessarily, and you know what's funny? There's a J on this.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean secrets within yourself. It could be something coming to you that you don't know about yet.
Yep.
It being right side up is a positive thing, so hopefully it's positive news I have coming towards me. Oh, look, B. There's a B on there, too.
Yeah.
If you let go of your frustrations, then maybe you can get something done. I'm just kidding. And then I got the Nine of Cups, lastly, which this either could mean that you're feeling smug or you're feeling held back or you've got improvements underway. But this being upside down, again, that just kind of correlates with the being where I kind of need to be right now. Something positive might be coming my way, but I'm not holding in a lot of negative stuff, but I need to let go of emotions and feelings so hard on myself. So I think that's pretty accurate. Did you guys get anything out of yours, though?
Weird that you got all swords.
Well, you did get all
your
swords,
cards
but
were swords.
and the thing is, you might not even realize right now that you've got stuff going on that you need to like let go until one day something happens and you'll be like, dang, I didn't even realize I was pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Or I didn't even realize that was bothering me. And those are the things I'm talking about. The things you might not even realize at the moment, but there's something in there that's like, hey, let me out of here.
Yeah.
In order for you to move forward in a positive direction.
Exactly.
But anyways, yeah, I mean,
So,
I think
so what do you think as far as, do you believe in the afterlife, like spirits and stuff?
Yes. I mean, I'm Christian, of course, but yeah, I definitely believe that there's a heaven and a hell, and that I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into religion.
Yeah.
But there's I don't know. I'd rather believe in something than not believe in anything.
Yeah.
Because I mean, maybe it's not real, but at least I had something to believe in before I died. You know what I mean?
So have you ever experienced anything?
he said he has.
I've had some. I've got some weird stories. Not like too crazy, but like I went to Waverly Hills last year, and I got a picture of a ghost orb.
Oh
actually.
yeah. Orbs are super popular.
I don't know
Yes, they are.
I don't know if I've shown you yet or not.
I don't think so,
Dude, when
but
we went to Bobby Mackey's, we caught stuff on tape. I got pinched when I was there.
Oh, damn.
Something grabbed me and pinched me.
He did.
By the
The
well
rib.
that's supposed to be the gateway to hell or whatever. We was sitting beside it, and she was asking questions. She always throws the questions towards me, like, do you know who he is, or she's like, can you touch him? And man, no sooner she said that, something
It
grabbed
did.
me on my
Damn.
side. Look, you raised my shirt up. We took pictures of it. I had a welt about that big
Oh,
on my
shit.
side where it grabbed me and pinched me.
he did.
Damn.
Oh, but look, so this right here, what we're looking at, is a picture I took from Waverly Hills. So before you go into the haunted house at Waverly, they got a big projector and it tells you what's happened. So, here's the projector, doing the welcome, and it's got the little windows. But here's this right here. But if you hold this down, it's not there at all.
Oh yeah,
It's a
that's
live
interesting.
photo.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
That's really cool.
So if you zoom in, there it is right there. You zoom out, it's still there. But when I hold it down, it's just not there at all.
If you ever start to feel something in your house, you need to just and especially if you're in the dark, wake up and start flashing pictures. You would be surprised some of the stuff you can capture.
Exactly.
We've seen figures and stuff in pictures. We've caught all kinds of stuff. Like I said, Katie's got these rods. One night.
Dowel rods.
So
Yep, I know about those.
Katie also practices the witchcraft, and so it was Katie, Jess, and then we had Jerry there. And Jerry, she's kind of like, she's this happy hippie, so all three of them
She's the
was there.
best.
So, you basically had all the elements that you needed for. So they got back there, and they was in the bedroom back there, and I was in the living room. And they had the spirit box going, and had these rods. So you hold these rods in their hands.
I've heard about this.
Yeah,
Me
you hold
too.
the rods, and you ask questions. So and before you start, you say,
What's
Cro-
yes and what's no.
Yep.
what is yes,
And
what's
they'll
no.
cross on their own.
Yeah.
So-
or they'll go
So
apart
say,
for
yeah,
no.
so what is yes, and the rods would separate.
Yep.
What is no, the rods cross. So that was yes and no.
Kind of like your pendulum. Your pendulum, whenever you ask what's yes and what's no, well, this is my wand. But anyways, if you ask it to go, what's yes, it might swing this way, or no might be counterclockwise. So, and it's kind of the same thing with your dowel
Yeah.
rods.
But they were back there, talking, getting.
Yeah,
They were getting the spirits going.
Yep.
Well, my name kept coming through the box.
Oh my god.
Nonstop. So she was like, "You need to come back here. Like, whatever it is calling for you."
Yeah.
So we got back there, man, and it was crazy because we was asking questions, and literally. So when Katie was holding the rods, they was doing it. I was like, let me hold them motherfuckers. I want to see because I didn't believe it. I thought maybe she was leaning on them or, making them.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me hold on to them. I was real skeptical about those rods. So I held them, and man, I've got my elbows locked in where I ain't got no movement. And they would ask questions, and those fucking things was moving by themselves, man. And I wasn't moving. And, like, I'm a firm believer in those fucking things. Like, every time Katie comes over, I'm like, bring your rods. Because I want to try them out because it was so cool. But, yeah, it was.
Well, he was getting, like, for him, he was getting somebody calling him. And I don't want to say too much on here because I don't want to be, disrespectful. I don't want to put some business out there and somebody else feel a certain way because it's very personal and it's very, very deep. So, if I had gotten permission from her before this, then I would have. But it was very personal, and it's something that there's no other way of explaining it than this person just wanted to communicate. Exactly. And then I was getting
somebody from the past.
Yeah, I wanted to communicate with him, and I think it's more so of saying, "Hey, I'm okay," but I'm always kind of around her, let her know. And then I was getting like people speaking Spanish through there.
Spanish people were speaking like
my ancestors were talking to me or something, and
we never
I've never heard that before. Never.
The spirit box before, and it was speaking fluent like sentences.
And then you would hear Jess. Like we've got where's my phone at? We've got the app that you can actually hear some.
There's an app. I've downloaded apps and shit like that before, but I've never found one.
What's it called again, honey? Oh, there it is.
I haven't found one that's good.
So this is called Necrophonic. Yeah. And with the Necrophonic app, it goes through a bunch of different frequencies at one time. And through those frequencies, you can hear, like, words and phrases come through.
I know all about the spirit boxes.
So you can ask questions. Like, do you know who's sitting here right now? Jess?
What should we ask it? Who else is sitting here?
Yes, who else is sitting here? I thought I heard Bmoney.
What are you up to right now?
Donnie.
It said B a while ago.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Who's sitting next to me? Mom.
Ah.
Who
are you?
B.
Have you watched the NiceGuyAndy podcast?
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Oh, come on. I can't believe we just got roasted by a ghost.
We just got roasted by a ghost, man.
Who else is sitting at this table? Andy. Did you hear that? It said Andy.
Andy's not here.
Yeah, I know, right?
It said Andy, though.
I'm sorry, but my name is Superfly. Andy is right now at home.
John.
Oh, there it goes. Who is speaking?
It said B 3 times
It
now.
said B. It says John.
Yep.
Glenn,
Ah,
No fucking way.
did you hear it?
No way.
Listen.
Whoa. Hold on.
who is this that we are communicating with?
That almost sounded like Jessica. I heard Wade.
Wait.
Oh, Wade.
Do you know a Wade?
Not really.
Excuse me, ma'am.
What is that sound right there?
Just the
Do you know why we are talking to you? Oh, I heard that.
Hey, that was
B.
Are you attached to this apartment? This building complex?
Do you play pool?
No.
Do you recognize a Bmoney from somewhere?
Jess, that's what it sounded like, but
I heard thirsty at one point.
it could be thirsty.
How is the afterlife?
Hey. Who just walked into the room?
Don't.
Who just sat down?
Do you want to talk to us? I'm with you.
There's different frequencies you can use on there too.
Yep.
So what that is so it sends a frequency out that we can't hear by the ear, and
And it cycles through different radio stations. There's also one that cycles through backwards, so that you're only hearing the static, but words come through it. I've known about that one too. Did you see who walked into the room?
Who is sitting across from me? Who's sitting at the table?
It sounded like it said Jacob. It sounded like it said Jacob or something.
What's it like in the afterlife?
Can you show yourself at all?
sounds like somebody's Chinese or just like Asian or something is what I'm hearing.
Have you been here long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, so it has been here long.
Maybe they're attached to the building.
Is this the first time that you are being heard?
First.
Ah,
What do you want to say?
this is your opportunity to say something.
You're on the podcast live.
That's the second time I've heard mom. Brandon. That sounded like Brandon to me.
My name.
That's also my brother's name too.
Oh, did you hear that? Okay, well, we're going to let you go. Do you have anything else you want to say before we go?
Let us hear it.
Whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got headphones on. It probably come through good.
No, yeah. Put the headphones on.
Yeah, I
That was
heard
like
it.
full sentence.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Wait. Stop.
What do you want the people to know?
You can hear it clear.
Wait.
Let's keep saying wait. Tell us what you want us to know then.
Yes, let us know.
It's a female's voice.
That sounded like somebody pleading and like saying no.
Is this someone that I know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Me second.
Who are you?
Did it say Tony?
We're going to give you one more opportunity to tell us what you want to say because we're closing this out.
Let us know.
Please. Please what?
Please what? Let us know. What
Said
do you want
something,
me
but I
to
don't
know?
What it said.
All right, well, we're letting you go. We're closing this out. Nobody is to stay here after we close this out. Do you understand?
Yep.
All right. Goodbye. See ya. See ya.
It seemed like they tried to say goodbye.
Yeah.
They do.
There was a couple of them says goodbyes once at sea.
I
That's
heard
not
your
the only-
name several times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Several times.
And the name Brandon.
B and Brandon.
So when
I
they
heard
call me
Jess.
by my real name, man, it's. But when we was
When
in
they say
Salem,
Glenn,
when we was in Salem, it literally. She said, "Who's sitting beside me?" And he goes, "Glenn, Donnie."
Mm-hmm. I knew them
Man,
both,
they
so.
don't- that's crazy.
Yes, it
both
is.
names, but-
I got something that
that's-
made me
I mean,
believe.
that's-
And
Stuff
then
like
not
that's
everybody
cool.
knows you by Donnie.
No.
Not everybody knows you by Donnie.
No, they don't.
I mean, Audrey was talking to me one day and was like, well, I don't have Donnie on Facebook. And I go, yeah, you do. You have Glenn. And she goes, oh, I thought his name was Donnie.
I'll tell you what made me a believer in the afterlife and also God. My grandma Zona back in '05, she said if she died before my sister Elizabeth, who was suffering from seizures, that she'd come back and she'd take her to heaven. Well,
Mhm.
Grandma Zona died back in July 2005, and not a month later, August 22nd, my sister Elizabeth, she came to get. That was one of the first experiences that made me believe.
Mhm.
And before that, there's a certain song that woke my sister up from her seizure, because before this, she suffered a seizure in 1999. I woke up, of course, to find her shaking. She's staring at me the whole time while she's jerking.
Mhm.
If I had woken up, she might have died then. But the song that woke her up from her seizure ended up being the Beach Boys, and it was the Wipeout song. It was
Oh.
playing, and she woke up, and I believe that something woke her up from that coma-like state.
Oh, yeah.
And
oh,
for-
yeah,
for-
absolutely.
For a long time, she stayed like that until the night Grandma's on kept her promise. She came back. She took Elizabeth to heaven.
I have no doubt.
But she
I
doesn't.
have no
she
doubt.
doesn't. She doesn't do the dark stuff like
No.
She's on the lighter side. Of
But
it.
again, if
Exactly.
anybody does, like that's your thing. No judgment here. But for me personally, I just stay on the light side. I try to do, things for the greater good and for mostly myself and my family. If somebody comes and asks me to do something for them, then I will. Not dark, but I don't try to toy with other people's stuff. It's things.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful because things can come back to you.
But I think,
tenfold.
I think I get a touch of it from my mom because, like I said, she's been able to see things as long as forever. It started back when my mom was a kid. She said that man came to her when she was a little girl and said, "You need to go get your parents up. Your brother's dying." And she went and woke her parents up. Said, "There's a man in my room. Says, brother, Brian's dying." And my grandfather went in there, and sure enough, he had a lung collapse. They didn't know it, and they took him to the hospital. They ended up removing his lung, but they said if they wouldn't have brought him when they did, he would have died. So, so that stuff's been happening to my mom forever. So I kind of get a touch of it. Like, I see things sometimes and I hear things, and especially when I sleep, and I drift and do.
I had a really weird, when I was going back to Waverly, when I was at Waverly.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, we're just waiting in line because we was going through the haunted house, and I'm just standing there. I mean, flat concrete. And all of a sudden, like, it just starts, like, spinning. And, like, it felt like... Have you ever been to Gatlinburg and you've been in one of those distorted rooms where it's, like, it's flat, but it feels like you're walking up, but you're really not walking up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I do.
It felt like I was in one of those when I
Yeah.
was trying to walk for, like, 30, 40 seconds.
Huh.
Yeah. And, like, I was just spinning. Like, it was
Because you was
weird.
walking through something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just walking through a
You were
spirit.
walking
And
through
it was right
energy.
before. Yeah, it was right before we got into the Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those spirits do that shit on purpose.
They
just to
do.
fuck with you.
Yep.
They do.
They'll just walk through you and it throws you off like that.
Yep.
Shit.
They'll troll you.
I'm gonna use the restroom
What is
again.
maybe what do you think is like your scariest moment?
I got lifted upside down.
The fact that I thought that was a real spider on the floor.
Sorry.
Yeah, when I got lifted upside down. That was the
Upside
scariest
down.
thing that ever happened.
Yeah, because you're not a small guy by no means,
No,
and it
I
lifted
was
you up like you were
literally
small.
How long did they hold you up? Like,
I was held just like this, and I was sitting straight up like that.
oh my god,
My head was on the cushions of the couch, not my body.
that's insane.
And I was squalling.
Oh my
And
god.
it happened for probably 30 seconds or so. And I'm kicking. Finally, I get dropped. And when I drop, I jump up. I'm in fighting stance, I don't see nothing around.
It was just there.
Yeah. I go down the hallway. Frame comes off the wall, goes across the hallway, busts on the wall. I go back there and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Damn.
So
That's the
that was the
experience that made
scariest
me
thing. But I've experienced a bunch of stuff that was kind of like, but that was the scariest thing.
That would be scary. My dad used to see little ghost girls hovering above him. He'd think that Scar and Brandon was asleep. Or they were up and they were laughing over his head. He'd open up his eyes and they're floating up there. Because this was when he was sleeping inside the living room. He opened up his eyes like, holy shit.
There's a lot of people that are skeptics.
Yeah, there
Nothing's
is.
ever happened to them, and they don't believe any of that. And, so you can't force them to believe it, but
Yeah, you can't.
things do happen.
There's things that
I
in this
think-
world.
I think different places, like me and her always travel, and I love that. I love that about our relationship, that we're able to go and experience new places and travel to new destinations and stuff. And some of our travels that we go to are kind of based around that kind of stuff. Like Salem, and we went to Louisiana, man. We went to New Orleans. And I thought that was, I had the best time in New Orleans. I loved every bit of New Orleans. I love New Orleans like she loves Salem. Salem's her little at ease place. New Orleans, you get the same vibe, but it's more of a voodoo vibe there.
Yeah.
Like it
is.
You get more of a dark magic side vibe in New Orleans than you do in Salem.
Yeah.
Salem, I don't know. Salem feels light to me. New Orleans was a little heavier. Like the atmosphere was heavier. Like some of the places we went in, some of the vampire places and stuff we went to. There's a vampire bar that we went to.
Nice.
That it's all black in there. Like they had cages you could sit in and drink out, while you're drinking, and but the place was, it had a dark feel to it, and maybe that's just the atmosphere. That's what they was going for, but it just seemed more to it. Like you get a different vibe when you're there. But I would love to go to New Orleans again. I would, I would really like to go there.
Heck yeah.
I thought New Orleans was cool as shit.
Yeah, it was a cool experience for sure. It was good to see all that.
It's always a good experience to experience
But
something
every
like that.
time, you know, that's what we like try to base our stuff. You know, we want to visit stuff like that and experience shit like that. So we try to plan our little adventures around stuff like that. Except for our vacations to Florida, of course. You know, that's our get away from everything. But
I want to catch you guys on fire.
I'd like to go to Georgia too. You know, there's some pretty spooky places in Georgia too. To go
Yeah, we still have a lot of places left to explore. A lot of places left to explore.
Exactly. And this has been actually an enlightening experience.
Well, we appreciate you guys letting us come up here and talk a little bit.
Where you want to keep it.
Yeah, put your stuff in a good spot.
If you know you just went through and you don't really believe it, just give it a shot. You'd be surprised.
I believe it.
Just keep it.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I believe in it. I'm one
Like I
of the
said,
people
there
that.
was something bothering Courtney, and she made her one of these. Well, she didn't make the bottle, but made the bag.
Yeah.
And she hasn't had any more issues.
Exactly.
Did it fix her knee?
Didn't fix her.
You know,
I've been a lot cheaper.
You know, when your leg got grabbed, I bet Barry told it, you know what?
Bear
Go break it some more.
Bear probably sent it over there.
He's
Yeah.
probably sitting there doing dark magic.
Yeah, Barry's like, I'm going to make him pay.
You know, he's up there on my picture.
I'm gonna grab his voodoo doll's leg.
All right, now y'all can't talk about my best friend like that. Bear would never do nothing like that to you.
Taking chicken bones, breaking it over top.
Bear is an innocent man. He would never do anything like that
But,
ever.
But this man was going to take the world title off his hands, and Barry's like,
No,
not today.
I want to be champ a little longer. Let me get these chicken bones. I'll break it over.
So he did this. So he did a spine bush position when Donnie was going for something else. He broke his leg. He's like,
But it's
nope.
Yeah.
You know, it's that time of the year, man. Everybody's got that spooky feeling. And,
Yep.
you know, it's that time of the year. Everybody loves it. So
Experiment a little if you haven't, and if you feel like you should, experiment a little bit.
That's right. Because
Just do it.
the world is a mystery.
It really
It's yours
is.
for the taking.
it's
It is.
that's really true though. There's so much that we don't understand that happens.
And that's what got me into it. So, yep. If you ever feel like you need to experiment, or if you want to know more, if you want to learn more, it's all at your disposal.
I've always wanted to, but I never knew, where to go. I don't want to, not to throw any shade, but I didn't want to, go with the Kentucky haunted, because people a little different. You know what I mean? But now that I've got such an understanding, and I've always wondered why y'all went to Salem. I thought it was maybe Salem witch trials, and I was
Well, it is. Part of it's the history, but another part is just that you feel something different there. It's about the energy you feel there.
Exactly.
And they got a vampire shop there. I swear to God, every one of them in there for real vampires.
They are not.
I would almost bet money on it, dude.
You got
We
your
went in
pee,
there,
baby?
and all
Go
of them are
out.
pale. They weird cats in there, man. And for a big guy, they looking at me like I was a piece of hamburger.
Oh
bro.
God, I know. That's the worst experience to have right there.
I'm telling you right now, but it's it's a cool place. If you haven't been, you should definitely go.
You definitely should. Because you only get one chance to experience something. Why not take it?
Yep.
And you know what?
Party
Tonight's
man
been...
Cam says yeet.
That's right, Cam. But if you keep on yeeting, you're going to get yeeted.
But yeah,
Tonight's been
thank you guys for
wonderful.
having us on. We
We've been-
appreciate being able to come up.
We've been on here almost 2 hours.
Yep.
And
Let's
y'all ready?
roll. Yeah.
I'll take us out.
Well, take
All
us
right.
out.
Heck yeah.
You got any final words?
Thanks for having us on as usual. You know, I always have fun coming out here. I love coming to the podcast, man. Whether we're talking wrestling or talking ghosts,
That's
I don't
right.
care. I like coming here bullshitting and cutting up with you guys. It's always a blast.
That's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
Thanks for having us on. And again, if
This
you
your
feel
first
it,
time.
if you feel the intuition, just go with it.
It's your
Missy?
first time on.
Missy?
You got it?
You got anything to say, Missy?
She's camera shy.
She's camera shot. Johnny Lee?
I just want to say thank y'all for coming on, sharing tarot cards, helping us keep our home safe, keep mood safe, and for sharing y'all's experiences with the afterlife and the ghosts, and the fact that Donnie got grabbed by himself and lifted, and I'm pretty sure Bear had something to do with that.
I believe so.
Because Bear, because it was the same leg that Bear broke, and that ain't no coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
But then again,
That's the way Bear is. He hates me.
then again, demons can sense when you've had past trauma to a body part.
Yeah, that's true.
And it attacked that body part because it knew exactly what it was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to say thank y'all for watching. Bmoney, great host.
Appreciate
And
that.
if you don't believe in it, try it. Maybe it'll make a believer out of you.
Yep.
And you won't know until you try it. And if you're not having fun,
You ain't getting none.
damn Skippy. Yeet, yeet.
Nice Guy Andy Pod.